Welcome to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast, your home for dirt track racing across the country and right here in Southwest Ohio. This is Josh, joined by EJ. It's episode 78. Sheldon's off to a good start. The Concrete Kid suffers a setback, and our tracks in series missing the boat. I hope you guys are ready to get dirty.
This weekend, dirt racing history, we go back to April 8th, 2017. It just happened to be my 26th birthday. Happy birthday to me. So we're going back to Texas Motor Speedway with the ASCS. We had Sam Haferteeth Jr. with the win, John Bauman second, and Wayne Johnson in third.
Let me talk to you.
This week's talking points. I want to start by talking about a post 35 Raceway in Frankfort, Ohio made. They posted that they're going to continue to be an IMCA sanctioned track. That being said, Melissa and I, the owners of the tracks, for the betterment of the drivers and car owners in this division who feel we are being put into a bad situation by having to choose between racing at a local track or with a series, which was never our intent, as we were not even racing against the series at any time. Regardless, we will not run the 305 RaceSaver Sprint cars in 2026. We will see what 2027 brings. As always, we absolutely wish nothing but the best for everyone involved in the 305 RaceSaver Sprint cars. So interesting post there from 35 Raceway. You know, we talked about it before, and we'll always talk about it, whether it's tracks or series working together. We've talked about some oversaturation in the past with late models and 410 sprint cars here in Ohio in particular. And now obviously there's something going on with 35 Raceway and them being an IMCA sanctioned track, and the 305 RaceSavers aren't going to be running there in 2026. You hate to see that happening, but I appreciate the post from 35 Raceway and the fact that they're being open about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, have you ever been to 35, Josh? Because I'm from close by and I've never been there.
Okay. No, I've wanted to get there, but I myself have not been there. So definitely one of those tracks I need to get to.
Yeah, it's good to see the opening up, like you said, about just being up front and stuff on social medias and stuff, because a lot of the tracks are talking about people being up front, and they want to hear that kind of stuff. So it's always good to hear that.
Definitely.
You blocked my shot.
All right, we got so Kevin Thomas Jr. will ride with the Purple Heart Foundation name and colors on his Four Kings Racing USAC midget ride this season. It's a partnership that's near and dear to KTJ and the whole team. And the USAC midget season is set to start April 24th and 25th at Kokomo Speedway. Josh, get your ass to Kokomo.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. But I listen. I'm a fan of Four Kings. I mean, Jacob Boxell running with them, Kevin Thomas Jr. there. And then you throw the Purple Heart Foundation in with the team. You can't go wrong. Hopefully those guys have a strong season with the USAC midgets in 2026. I love that partnership and can't wait to see that car at the track.
I like KTJ a lot. He's one of my favorite non-wing guys.
Yeah, heck of a driver. A lot of people were talking about Tanner Thorson packing up and leaving the World of Outlaw event on March 31st at 81 Speedway. Thorson decided to pack up. He's leading high limit points, and to him, that's more important than a one-off World of Outlaw show. Connor Wade says you should race as much as you can, and has also said the Outlaw drivers should use their 4 freebies. I get Thorson packing up. I don't have anything against it. He's running full-time with high limit. He's leading the points right now. That is his focus, and that is more important to him than a single World of Outlaw event. I think I'd rather Connor say the Outlaws should not prevent their guys from racing at all, but I understand it. They signed the guys' checks. What are your thoughts about this, EJ?
Well, first off, I mean, most of the Outlaws, they don't want to race much more than what they race already because they're going every single week from February to November, pretty much.
I blocked him.
As far as Thorson leaving, just leave that alone, man. I mean, that guy's been winning everything he's been in this season with every race. I mean, with High Limit, I think he's won what, 3 or something like that. He won like 3 in a row or something, and yeah, I don't see no problem. It was a windy day, and I mean, he qualified in the back, and just save your equipment and think about the bigger picture. That just shows Tanner Thorson as a person and his maturity over the years.
Yeah, well, and you're first of all, like you said, the Outlaws race a ton. They've got 4 freebies. If they don't use them because they already race enough, I can't say I'm going to hold that against them. High Limit doesn't run nearly as many races, but Tanner Thorson's in a spot right now that I don't think anybody would have thought. Granted, it's early in the season, but I don't think anybody had him leading the High Limit points roughly a month into their season. So I understand it. And like you said, if you're in the back with the way the things were, you don't want to tear anything up. High Limit is where you're running full time. You're leading in points, and that's where your focus is going to be. I think I'm with you. It would have been better left alone.
Yeah, I don't see it being as big of a deal as everybody has put it out to be, but we'll see what happens when High Limit picks back up, and I look for Tanner Thorson to be running in the front.
Oh, yeah.
So what we got next? Recently, Justin Fielder on Dirt Tracker talked about Sheldon and his nice start to 2026. Let's go, Sheldon, Josh. He's third in World of Outlaws points right now. He's only 76 back. His average finish is around 5th, and his qualifying is second only to David Gravel. And we was talking earlier, they're running a lot of the same setup, engines, a lot of the same parts and stuff. Both teams are really cool. We've heard a lot from both of those teams in recent interviews on podiums and dashes and stuff. They've been asked about it. And yeah, motors are a big part of the sport, and so is your crew. And yeah, Sheldon's up there with some of the best in David Gravel. So let's go, Sheldon. And yeah, motors are real big in the game right now, man. I think both of those teams combined, there's a lot of experience and know how to get the job done.
Yeah, well, and it sounds like KCP's running a similar setup to Big Game, and it's a different motor than what Sheldon was running prior to switching to KCP. So it sounds like that it's been easier for them to get parts for those motors, and that's even if they need them. It sounds like the motors hang on pretty well, and they don't have a whole lot of issues. But in the past, when Sheldon was with Claus and Marshall, the motors they were running there, it seemed like there was somewhat of a part issue. So it's interesting to see that movement, and I thought he was running pretty solid to start the season. I didn't realize he was in the top 3 in points, and he's second only to David Gravel in qualifications. And I mean, first of all, I've said it before, I'll say it again, David Gravel right now is best sprint car driver in the world, and he is always on the loud pedal in qualifying. He's one of the guys that will always be up front in qualifying, and if you can be right there with him, that's a good thing. Really good start to the season for your guy, Sheldon Hottenschild.
Yeah, he's been cleaning up a lot of stuff, man. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. And yeah, I said a couple episodes ago when we was talking, don't count him out. So next, unfortunately, we've got some more back injuries in the sport. We wish our condolences to Anthony Macri and the whole family. He had a nasty crash there at Williams Grove on the 3rd of April. So definitely want to wish our best condolences to Anthony Macri.
Yeah, he had a rough 25, kind of banged up there at Eldora, and he had a good 25. Won the King's Royal there at Eldora, and we actually got to meet him after the race. Nice guy. Yeah, I hate to see this, and it's becoming a reoccurring thing. We've talked about it in the past. I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk about it. I saw the crash. It looked rough, but it didn't look. It didn't look terrible. So there's something, and there's been a lot of social media here lately going over that stuff. And is it the cars are too rigid, the framing is thicker, the seats are more sturdy, and there's been just a ton of conversation going on about what is causing this, because this seems to be something that we're seeing regularly, especially here in the last couple years, and it's concerning. So I know there are systems out there that can help lessen the blow to the driver in the cockpit, but there's got to be a combination of people working together on this to try to find a solution. It's not just one thing. Lee Ruzick had a nice post about it on his X, and it's got to be more than just the seat or the frame or the cockpit. Just those are some examples. It's really got to be kind of a team effort of people coming together. This goes back to the National Safety Board that's been discussed. And I guess at one time was there, but it didn't really seem like it was there. And then they've talked about it coming back. And it's something that's really got to be addressed, because you can't keep having this, because guys they won't be back. They either won't be back because the doctor says they can't come back, or they won't be back because they don't want to risk it, and they'll find something else to do. So something that's concerning. It's been concerning for a while and really needs to address, and hope the Concrete King heals up quickly. Moving on, tracks and series don't take advantage of or use social media to the best of their ability, in my opinion, and they're putting themselves in a predicament. Not posting results at all or in a timely manner is inexcusable in this day and age, and unfortunately, you see it still today. We talked about it before we came on, EJ, about tracks are starting to take notice of podcasts and things to that effect, and they're actually starting to do their own stuff on social media. And I can't hold that against them one bit. As a matter of fact, why haven't you been doing it? If I can sit here and do it, I can tell you can do it. And it's just such an easy way to reach out to your fans that support you, and maybe even to gain new fans if you're good enough at what you do. And I just don't understand tracks and series not posting results at all, or not till days later. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's absolutely zero reason why that should happen today. What are your thoughts?
Like you said, you hit the nail right on the head with the podcast thing. It's been a growing thing for a long time, and yeah, I've seen, like we was talking, a lot of these local tracks here in Ohio, the owners and are coming together and stuff, and with certain people, and putting out their own podcast about their own tracks, and you just got a firm standing there, just because being a track owner, and people want to hear what you got to say. Podcasts have been growing for a long time. I'm a big fan. I'm still learning and stuff. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing and stuff. Like I said, I'm learning. I had some new followers of the Dirt Court Jesters.
Yep.
They really care about my success. That they reach out to me and told me the kind of things I need to do to make my product better, and to help your show, Josh. And that's what I look to do. And hopefully they can all see me well out there, because they really wanted to check me out, I guess. And we got some writing and stuff. We're moving up in the world. But yeah, like I said, man, the tracks, they're catching up to something that we've known about for a long time, and they probably have too. And it's good to see more of it, man, because I just want to see the sport grow.
Yeah, No, I agree with you 100%. And hopefully tracks and series will continue to take advantage of social media. We're here, we're helping USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets, and we're trying to do some coverage for some other people. Always feel free to reach out if you're watching this. If you want a hand, we'll see what we can do for you.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no.
We go to our race recap. March 28th at 81 Speedway for the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. Buddy Kofoid with the win. Ryan Timms in second. Cole Macedo in third. At Brownstown for the Lucas Oil Late Models. Devin Moran with the win. Ricky Thornton Jr. in second. Max Blair in third. For the Lucas Oil USMTS Series Modifieds. Tanner Mullins with the win, Reese Allander in second, and Gabe Hodges in third. At Pike County for the USCS, Cohen McDaniel with the win, Christopher Townsend in second, and Dale Howard in third.
Moving to Sonoya with the World of Outlaw late models, the smooth operator Bobby Pierce gets the win, Ashton Winger in second, and Nick Hoffman would round out the podium. Thunderbull with Narc, and the Big Cat just keeps doing big things. Brad Sweet gets the win, Justin Sanders in second, and Tim Kading in third. Thunderhill for the Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals with late models. Garrett Smith gets the win, Josh Putnam in second, and Tanner English in third. Windy Hollow with Midwest Thunder 410 sprints. Cameron LaRose gets the win, Trey Osborne in second, and Jaden Rogers rounds out the podium.
We go to March 29th at Atomic Speedway for the Buckeye Spring 50 Lucas Oil Late Models. I was able to attend that race. It was a nice one. We had Ricky Thornton Jr. in first, Brandon Shepard in second, Brandon Overton round out the podium. April 2nd at I-75 Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals late models, we had Dale McDowell with the win, Hudson O'Neill in second, and Sam Seawright in third. April 3rd at Red Hill Raceway for the USAC Sprints, JG Justin Grant with the win, Mitchell Moles in second, and Briggs Danner in third.
Yeah, Justin Grant ripping out some wins early in the season with the USAC Sprint cars. We'll talk about that a little bit more here, where they're going to be at Lawrenceburg for the Justin Owen Memorial on April 11th. Justin Grant looks to win that race. Moving to Moeller Raceway in their opening night, late models, Mike Vandermark Jr. gets the win, Blake Creech in second, and Michael Lefebvre's in third. In the modifieds, Derek Richmond gets the win, Justin Clark in second, and Matt Hamilton in third. In the sport mods, Eric Shepard Jr. gets the win, Matt Watson Jr. in second, and Tom Pribble in third. In the compacts, Zach West gets the win, Christopher Mayer in second, and Caleb Humphreys in third. In the legends, Wade Schoonover gets the win, Colton Brock in second, and Quentin Adams would round out your podium. Moving to Ponderosa, and then Northern All-Star late models for the Jeff Gullett Memorial. Mike Marlar gets the win, Jason Jameson in second, and Josh Rice rounds out the podium.
Then we go to Williams Grove Speedway out in Pennsylvania for the 410 Sprint car. Steven Snyder Jr. for his first win at Williams Grove. Lance DeWeese in second, and Freddie Raymer in third. At the Wythe Speedway, Wythe Raceway, it's Schaefer's Oil Southern National late models. Hudson O'Neill with the win. Chris Madden in second, and Matthew Nance rounds out the podium from 15th. Hard charger there. April 4th at Hendry County, the Top Gun Sprints, Tyler Clem with the win, Matt Kurtz second from 13th, and PJ Rudeman rounds out the podium there. Lincoln Speedway for the 410 Sprints, Danny Dietrich with the win from 11th. Freddie Raymer was second from 9th, and Cameron Smith rounds out your podium there. And then the 358s, Cody Fletcher in first, Eli Tuckey in second, and Jaden Wolf in third.
Move to Port Royal with the 410 sprint cars and the Port Royal pile up. the green flag to kick off the feature, and they get a pile up coming out of 4. And on top of that, rain cuts the race short. But in the end, Jake Karkland gets the win. Doug Haymaker in second, and AJ Flick would round out the podium. Tazwell for the Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals in the Little Bill Corum Memorial. Saw the highlights of this. That is a really cool track. Banked, steep, in 3 and 4. Super tight. Good racing there with the late models, and Brandon Overton would get the win. Caden Loudy in second, and Dale McDowell in third. Moved to Tyler County, and the opening of the 2026 season for the Gladiator Sprints. Corey Crabtree gets the win. Jacob Bengenwald in second, and Cameron Perigo would round out the podium.
All right, with our racing to come on April 10th, we got the World of Outlaws sprint cars at I-55 in Peevely, Missouri. I-75 on April 10th, USCS versus the GLSS. We got Attica, the Spring Fling Night 1 with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. They also got super late models there for that night for the support division. And then we got Farmer City with the World of Outlaw late models, the Lion 100 night number 1.
Moving to April 11th, Attica and the Spring Fling finale with the All-Star Circuit of Champions and 305 sprint cars. Atomic's going to have Fast and the Valvoline American Ironman late model series along with sport mods. I-55 with the World of Outlaws sprint cars. I-75 with USCS versus GLSS. Farmer City and the World of Outlaw late models, and the Illini 100 finale. Lawrenceburg and the USAC sprints for the Justin Owen Memorial. Plan on being there. Hope you can get there as well. A great show there at Lawrenceburg and the Justin Owen Memorial. Mitchell's Motorplex with US MTS. North Georgia's going to have Hunt the Front. Fort Royal and the PA Posse 410 with super late models.
Then April 12th at BAPS, we got 410s and 358s as well. On April 12th, we got Terre Haute with the Jim Hurtubise Classic. I hope I said that right, for USAC.
Yep, the Jim Hurtubise Classic with USAC sprint cars, back-to-back nights for the USAC sprint cars. EJ, we're wrapping up another episode here, episode 78. Any last words?
Yeah, like always, Josh, I always appreciate the opportunity, man. Anytime you give me an opportunity to do this, I'm always down. I feel like I'm doing better every time. Yeah, man, you got a really cool podcast, and like always, let's go Sheldon Hottenshield.
That's right. That's right. Glad you got to the track there last week at Atomic. I'm looking forward to getting to the track this week at Lawrenceburg. Like, follow, subscribe, and share. If you haven't seen it, check out the new episodes behind bars. We've got episode 2 out now. We're on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Spotify. Thanks for the support, and we hope to see you guys at the track.